from the World Forestry Congress. It's the 14th World Congress that's taking place. But for the very first time, it's happening here in Durban. And it's an absolute pleasure to be bringing you all of this information as the Congress is going to kick off sometime this morning. We've been saying that the President will be here to open up the Congress. It's not the President, it's our Deputy President that's going to be opening it up, Cyril Ramaphosa. So there is much excitement here that the Deputy President is going to be here and officially open this Congress. Now, let's talk a little bit more about, I suppose, you know, in South Africa, a lot of people don't know where their next meal is actually going to be coming from. Last year, the Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fishery cited 12 million people as being food insecure, and that is an absolute travesty for our people here in South Africa. Together with billions of people around the world, South Africa relies on forestry ecosystems for food and other necessities. Well, to discuss the Congress and other issues that affect our forests and our population in general, we are joined now by the Minister himself, Zokwana, the Minister in the portfolio of forestry. It's so lovely to have you, and welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, Leanne.
Minister, firstly, let us begin off by talking about the importance of South Africa being chosen to be the destination for this Congress. What does this mean for us?
It means a lot, Leanne, because it means that as South Africa was the first country to host the Forestry Congress since 1926, being the 40th Congress of the World Forestry Congress. And it means, therefore, that there will be more focus on forestry and trees, so that people understand their contribution to alleviating poverty and unemployment.
Yeah. Now, let's go back to what I was saying in the introduction, and I think it's a very scary finding to say that 12 million people are food insecure. What's been done since these discoveries?
We as a department, we're trying our best to make sure that we link up with the private sector to promote land usage, because as people are hungry, in some of the areas where there's poverty, there's land that lies unused, land that can be used to produce food, be it for crop production, be it for veggies. And we have done a number of things, signing up MOUs with major food companies like Tiger Brands, so that we can make sure that we link them to our smallholder farmers, coming up with programs to make sure that we increase our research, because all this is happening. We're dealing with impacts of climate change. We need to find ways then we can come up with new cultivars that can withstand what is happening. We need to improve our irrigation systems. As if that was not bad enough, we have this, last year up to this year, the situation of this drought, which has meant that we'll produce less maize, which may put strains in terms of us having to import some. But we're doing a lot, working with the Department of Social Development, the Department of Basic Education, to find a way that kids don't go to school and sit there on empty stomachs. So those are kind of things we're coming up with. And one, therefore, to make sure that forestry, including fruit trees, are promoted, so that each family must have at least a fruit tree. We're saying one child, one tree, so that they're able then to offer shade, as well as to make sure that people have got access to their own fruits they can sell and also eat.
Which is vital, and I think something else that's vital that we should look at and talk about is the fact that there are community-run and owned forestry enterprises. I mean, this is perhaps something that South Africans don't actually even know about.
We need to, because currently they constitute around 3%. We must promote that. To do that, there's more funding, there's more research, there's more assistance in challenges that they are faced with. But more than that, how do we get women into the forestry industry, especially on charcoal production, which globally is worth 24 billion rands. Those are things that people can do, and those around forests and those not around forests. But also greening of our communities is what we should be doing as a country.
Just finally, I suppose, setting the theme for what's about to happen here for the next couple of days at the Forestry Congress, and also the fact that it's the end of Arbor Week, which is a big thing for us in South Africa. And the theme is also about the importance of forestry. How do you spread the message to communities? How do we get out there and talk about it? I mean, you and I were saying you grew up in the forests. I mean, that was where you were as a child running around. But I suppose we don't understand how important they are for us. So perhaps we leave it to you as the minister to tell us, why should we respect them? What do they do for us? Why are they so important to preserve?
They do a number of things. They are used for furniture. They are used for pulp. They are used for paper, a number of things, and they're also used in the mining industry as timber. They are used for other purposes, but more than that, they can be a source of food in the form of fruit trees. So then the campaign we are running to say, one child, one tree, and I was happy to listen to kids when we were here on the upper day singing about that. Don't chop the trees as if they are chopping their own limbs. If we can win the minds of the young, of the youth, we can ensure that people we plant trees in each and every village. We promote greening our areas, because they're also a shade when there's heavy winds that can protect our own homesteads. So for us, also a home to animals, the wildlife, all those things. Yeah. So we need to find that how can we link forestry to tourism, to all those beautiful things. Yeah. So and that trees assist us to mitigate the impact of climate change in as far as oxygen is concerned, and how they absorb carbon dioxide. All those things must find a way that we're able to tell people now and again. Visiting schools, making sure that kids at all times. Apartheid must not be a one-week event. It must be ongoing.
Well, Minister, I hope you and I next time meet in a forest. Perhaps we can do some zip lining between the trees in a beautiful forest that we have here in South Africa, because we have many beautiful forests that we need to love, preserve, and, as you say, get it out there that they are so important as to what they do to us. So, Minister Senzani Zokwana, who is responsible for the Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, is going to be very busy at this Congress. Thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
An absolute pleasure. I mean, you talk to us about forests. What do you think is so important about them and the preservation of them? And are we doing enough to preserve them? Do we look after them? Do we look after our environment as South Africans? It's such a privilege to have them. We really do need to look after them. So please write to us at Morning Live SABC and let us know what you think. Let's take a break. More after this.